All right, guys. Promise that I would talk to you about spikes and give you a little bit of information about, um, what they are and how those spikes normally do operate and things like that. So here I have a chart ES here. So we're going to talk about today's session and we're going to talk about Friday's session. So let me hide this here. This is the NQ. Actually, this is the ES plan that was published for the weekend, um, actually for this week. And we see all the information here uh, in regards to targets and stuff like that. So let's focus on the most important thing first, which is identifying the spike. And the spike is in a very emotional level. Those are areas in which the market has not spent a lot of time. Those are areas that very little volume has been traded in. And those are areas that in reality would act as magnets. And we just got to be mindful of that and use them as support and resistance level because that's an area that um, if it were to be, if it was to be revisited once again, it should be able to get a nice response from that area, and we just need to focus on that. So let's take a look at Friday spike. So the spike is the last 30 minutes of the trading session. So in those 30 minutes from 3:30 to 4 o'clock, if the market makes a new high or a new low, that will be considered a spike to the upside or a spike to the downside. So this is Friday session from 15:30 to 1600. So this area here is a spike. So where do the spike starts? So there's two places for the spike. You have something that is called um, the base, which is the low of the in this case is the low of the 3 o'clock candle. Um, so here, that's the base, and the bottom, uh, which in this case is 43.57. So this area here is the spike from Friday, right? So we're gonna talk about that in a couple of minutes. But now that I identified the area from Friday, now let's identify the spike from today. So today, the spike is a single print. So basically, the high of this candle and the high of this candle here, because nothing has been traded above that level. So this is the spike base and this is a spike top. So 43.77, 43.80. Friday was 43.67, 43.57. So what happened here was that when we opened today at 9:30, we opened like right around here. We opened below spike. We opened right here, right below the 43.50 level. We went back up, got almost to the middle of the session, rejected, sent it right back down, went back up again. It rejected at the very uh, top, left a wick over there. This one came up, broke above it. So basically, um, that was a an area here that acted as support. If you look at this candle here at 3 o'clock, when the market seems like it was going to collapse, where did it come down to? It come back down to test a spike, where buyers reacted and took the price back up into the 77.80 level, and from there, what happens. So what can potentially happen tomorrow? So remember, we opened here, so we opened below the spike on a true gap down. Let me change this to RTH. Okay, yeah, it is RTH. And then obviously this area, it was one of our targets. So we needed to just pay attention to the reaction here, and the rest is history. So for tomorrow, what we need to find here. Oh, before I go into tomorrow, let me show you something else here. This is the session for Friday. So if we draw profile for Friday, what you're going to notice is that we basically came to Friday's POC 43.79, 43.80 right here. So that's also something that you want to keep in mind. If you go and draw today's profile and you start here at 11:30 um, into here, you'll see that the POC is right over here, and we have a weekly pivot at this level here, um, which is the value area low. So I think it just came back down to um, into this zone here in ETH, and it just bounced from there. Yeah, it came back down into the 57 level right here. The low of the night so far has been 58.25, like right around here. But anyways, this is the stuff that you want to keep an eye on. And if we were to open like right around here, let's just say we're gonna open like somewhere around uh, here or whatever. So we're opening above the spike. In this case, the spike would be considered support. Um, if we were to open somewhere over here, then it would be considered resistance. So the most important thing that you got to remember is the spike information doesn't get validated onto the next day into the RTH session. The ETH session doesn't really matter what happens. You can still trade with the same rules and everything, but it's everything that we talk about profile wise. It gets validated or invalidated during the RTH hours. And that's basically what the rules are. So I expect this area here to be, to come into play potentially again. And I expect this area here to come into play tomorrow, whether we start on the downside like we did today and move up, or whether we open above it when we use this as a gap. Well, if we open above it, it will be a gap up anyways. So we know that we can use this area as a support. And if it fails here, then obviously we'll follow our daily plan for more information. But essentially, that's going to be my focus for tomorrow's plan. Is how are we going to manage this information here? So once again, spikes are the same as single prints. The only difference is that they do happen between the hours of 3:30 into 4 o'clock, and the spike notably are known for making a new high or a new low at the end of the session. And that's why it's important to pay attention to them, because it's done at the end of the session and they do not get validated until the next day during the RTH session. So tomorrow we will apply gap rules if we are open above, or we're going to use this as a resistance, and we'll see what happens. So this is the ES here, and hopefully you guys got something out of this. And any questions, just put it in the chat. All right. Thank you. Bye bye.